This Fleet Equipment Unscripted interview is presented by Hendrickson, a leading manufacturer of heavy-duty suspension systems and components to the global commercial transportation industry. Visit hendrickson-intl.com to learn more.
Hey everyone, I'm Jason Morgan, Content Director for Fleet Equipment. Welcome to Fleet Equipment Unscripted. Today we're talking with Tom Fogarty, Fleetworthy CEO. Tom, thanks for taking the time.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jason. Appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad I got the job title right, because you have a few things going on here. I mean, you've been a little busy. A lot has changed. So Bestpass, right? Bestpass acquired Fleetworthy Solutions in November of 23, so last November. Drivewyze here this past August, and now you've rebranded everything, the whole package as Fleetworthy. What's driving the massive amount of change at the company this year?
Yeah, sure. So I've been at Bestpass for about 4 years. Last year, we went out and raised some additional money, brought on a new investor at Insight Partners to join our existing Susquehanna group. And it was all on a theory that we could solve a lot more of the problem. That problem being the roads are unsafe. And our clients, primarily truck fleets, have a difficult time in complying with all the regulations, making sure everything's all set to go, and experiencing safety on the road. So we had a much broader thesis that we went out to the market with, that we could solve the problem. And this was all because of our large customer fleets talking to me and saying, we wish you could do what Bestpass does on a grander scale.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? So you're talking with fleets, driven by fleets there. So what does this mean for existing fleets that are using, one of the numerous services that you've acquired and packaged up and pulled together here under Fleetworthy? Or what does it mean to new customers? What's the big takeaway for the market?
Yeah, so we've not only acquired some businesses, but we've brought in a team and a group of individuals that we've built around a mission to make the road safer. And make it a lot easier for our clients to participate in this broader scheme. So we serve truck fleets, we serve owner operators, we serve some level of consumers, and we serve state and provincial governments in terms of satisfying that mission. For existing customers, right now, not a whole lot will change. The underlying businesses had common threads, which was they delivered great customer value, great customer service, and most importantly for me, had an innovative mindset of solving traditional problems in unique ways to make it easier. So we don't want to screw any of that up. And I promise we won't screw any of that up. So for existing customers, you shouldn't see anything change day one. And we're now on about day 50 of the Drivewyze combination. But the future gets really, really exciting. We're building a command center for fleets to be able to understand what's the status of their road safety, what's the status of compliance, and toll management, waystation bypass, heavy vehicle use taxes. Those are all pieces of the equation, but it's not the full solution. So we're working on crafting up that full solution. And in the future, you can expect to see a lot more data-driven solutions and recommendations to our clients in how to improve their programs.
Okay. You mentioned the waystation bypass component. There's the toll management component. How do you see that relating all to safety? You've mentioned safety here a number of times. How does that move toward helping fleets be safer out on the road?
Yeah, so it's interesting. We're creating a kind of virtuous cycle. So for those that are experts in waystation bypass, you know that the better your safety score, as a fleet or as an owner operator, the more waystation bypasses you can qualify. So you don't have to pull off to the side of the road, get your vehicle weighed and inspected. And so we facilitate that, but it works in tandem with safety programs. And the safer you are, the more efficient you can be, and vice versa. So we make it easy to qualify for efficiency, to make it sure that you're doing the right driver onboarding, to make sure that you've got the right permits for the job. And all of that pulls together. It's an incredibly complex landscape that our clients have to try and manage. And our mission is really to make that easy.
Yeah, and that's interesting because, I mean, fleets would know, especially on the waystation side, yes, weighing the trucks are important, but it's also kind of an opportunity for DOTs to get a good look at a truck, right? And if there's a reason that they think or you kind of give them a reason that they think they can pull you over and do a full inspection, they will. So it's really, I mean, your comments about improving that safety score, bringing those drivers on board so they're doing those daily checks so you do catch something before you roll into a waystation with a taillight out or something like that. I mean, hugely important.
Yeah, for sure. And the DOTs are our customers as well, right? And they've got a tough job trying to make sure that the vehicles that travel the road are operating safely and protecting lives. So we help to make that easier by providing some of the waystation technology. But then again, it all works in tandems. We all want the same thing, which is safe roads and efficient economics around that. And that's where we come in.
Right. So can you give, I know you hinted at it here a little bit as in one of the earlier questions, but can you give us an idea of maybe the product direction, development going forward, expanding beyond or expanding upon the services, really looking at those safety scores? How does this impact your roadmap? Can you give us an idea of what's next for you?
Yeah, sure. So we already with the individual point solutions are doing some clever things by bringing in GPS data, which Drivewyze had built a magical channel partnership ecosystem. So they're working with almost every provider of in-cab technology. We're using that data that we can pull off from a GPS standpoint to validate tolling. And that's kind of the baby step towards where we're going. So our future investments and where we're focusing our development efforts is really in three different areas. One is strengthening the overall platform so that anyone from a board member to a driver can go and look up at the dashboard and see the status of their overall program, right? Eliminate risk, hopefully minimize the exposure to nuclear verdicts and those kinds of things. Right. So we're going to strengthen that platform, building in some AI relationships between the data to not only keep track of what the fleets need to do, but also recommend the next set of actions. And ultimately, if you need a different permit, make that filing much more automatic and take place. So it's all about strengthening that platform itself. And then there's two other ways that we'll look to invest. One is to solve more of the challenges that our fleets have. So we talked about toll management, we talked about bypass, we talked about tax, but maintenance and inspections, tracking and arrangement, all those types of things that you've got to do to keep vehicles on the road. So we'll look to expand the amount of the problem that we solve underneath that overall compliance dashboard. And then secondarily, we'll look to provide more bulk and heft to our clients, so they've got the assurance that we are the true leader. Why would you use anybody else? And so we'll look to make sure that we have good growth going on. We've already got the fastest growing players in each of those markets we described, and we're not going to leave that off to the side.
Right. Tom, thanks so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. Sounds like we're going to have a lot to talk about here going forward, so I'm sure I'll talk to you again very soon.
That's right. We'll keep heads down for another few minutes, maybe even another quarter while we get this stuff integrated and we get back to business as usual. But it's fun. It's fun. Thank you for having me.